thing. Basically, everybody becomes a micro celebrity and has the same curse and gets right the moment you want to leverage those platforms in a certain way, and it's kind of harder to leverage them if you are like presenting yourself as a fool. I don't think it's impossible. It just seems to be that, well, it confuses people, and like, yeah, the incentive structure, just generally speaking, doesn't allow for those things. I would love to see like this change in a way, in one way or the other, where we can kind of reward people for being full human beings instead of just, avatars or just like these, compressed versions of themselves.
Yeah, and it's definitely like that if you follow the incentive gradient, and like most people will tend to do that, unfortunately. And that's so it's definitely an interesting inquiry of how could we design platforms that don't optimize for that, but that reward different behavior. But in the meantime, we don't have to follow that, right? Like, for example, this very podcast is like as wide ranging and meandering as it gets. So while that may be like a bad marketing strategy, well, it's definitely feels more meaningful to me at least. And these are conversations I would enjoy having anyway. And in some way, like this imagined audience of probably in reality a handful of friends that will listen to this, it almost like helps me be more like focused in the inquiry than I would otherwise be. So yeah, there's also ways of not just stupidly following the incentive gradients, and then of course we're going to be less successful with it, but it's going to be more meaningful to us.
Yeah, it's interesting. And who knows? Like, I'm going to be curious if we get more than 3 friends. Maybe once we get to 9 friends listening, maybe we feel some pressures of these things. And it would be interesting to revisit this and just look back. But yeah, I agree with this. Like, I like the don't follow the incentive gradient. Fuck the incentive gradient.